We're going to have some fun with the Sweet Sunflowers, the August 2022 paper pumpkin. And I'm going to put this down here. I'm not doing a full blown. Sometimes I like to just come on and talk about playtime. I think kits are just really helpful for us to just be playful. You can make the cards exactly as they're in the kit. Everything is here that you need, or you can reach out a little and just kind of do some other things. I love to tell people, if you're making one card, it's always fun to make a second, because by the time you're making your second, you start thinking, oh, I might try this. So I feel like this is kind of the same. So what I've done tonight is I just want to show, these are just absolutely stunning. First of all, I'm going to show you. So there are 9 cards, and look at these amazing envelopes. And of course, these are gorgeous envelopes, but I think it's way too pretty to use for envelopes. So yes, we are going to turn those into cards. But I also wanted to look here first at how the base cards come. So you're going to notice this is just stunning too. And I was being a little sparing with my things because I wanted to, this is exactly how it comes in the kit, but I layered it on one layer. So you will see I cut this and then I trimmed it to 5 1/4 by 4, because then I have a whole nother piece to use for another card. So this is what it looks like. And I just love the looks. I just wanted to point out, because one way you can easily always step up your cards is to add layers. So I thought that's what I'd focus on. So this is with 1 layer. This is the very same card now with 2 layers. Isn't that fun? How you see the differences? And I've picked out the Freesia and the Blackberry Bliss, I think it is. But I could have gone with the yellows and greens. You know, you could draw out anything. And it says right in the kit the colors used. So if I'm going to play with things like this, I pull out some cardstock in those colors, because that's what I'd want to work with to add. And of course, you can always add punches and whatever. But look at all these little details. All of this other is from the kit. So that's the first card. Then the next card, look at this gorgeous paper. So I left one plain. I'll still figure out what to do with this. And this is the background. But then I'm going to show it. So this is done on 1 layer. And this is done exactly how it was prescribed that you would do. So it would be this on this, if that makes sense. But look at all these little added details. And then I did the double layer to, again, just show. And look, we've totally switched colors here. Now we've got the crushed curry and the... I believe that one is polished pink, and I'm not sure one of the colors, but it just kind of went with that. But otherwise, Melon Mambo is in there. But isn't that pretty fun? And I didn't add a couple of the extras because I was going to use them on other cards. But I just love how they look stepped up just by adding layers. And the way you add a layer is you just go by 1/4 inch. So a base card, when it's folded, that's half a sheet of cardstock, folded in half, and folded, it is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So 1 layer down is going to be 5 1/4 by 4. Another layer down is going to be 3 3/4 by 5. So you see, you're just going by 1/4 inch, but I think those are just gorgeous. And now notice I've kept the flip sides, because we are going to do something else with that. And then we have this one. So this one is exactly like it is in the kit. This one is adding 1 more layer. So how fun is that? And then I thought what would be fun about this one, now I want more of this paper. This is on the back. So I definitely wanted to use this for some other cards. So this one, I cut that off. And so I have 2 backs because I did the same on that. But what I thought would be fun on this, you get a bunch of these sheets and you can do all kinds of cool things on this. But I thought it would be fun to take this white and turn it into gold. So if I can find my scissors, here's my scissors. You can see I am just cutting around here. You can watch me cut a little bit here, and I could go through and trim, but I am just taking this. I think, you know, as card makers, I always say we dwell in the land of possibilities, so we can just try all kinds of things. And I'm not actually going to complete this because you don't need to sit and watch me do this, but I just wanted to show what a different look this is going to give. Look how cool it is. This time it's going to be on gold. So similar, but different. So I just wanted to point those out. So those are pretty cool. So now I'm sitting with, here are two of my backs. Okay, so I'm going to do, these are from two of the, so I'm going to finish these off just using what's in the kit, but I'm going to make them quite different. So let's take this first one. And the colors I'm going to pick out of here are going to be the crushed curry and the melon mambo. I'm going to just assume, and these are all definitely quick cards. You could step them up way more, but this is just more about talking about how to easily play with them. So this is going to be this base. And then I'm going to add, you can see this is one of those sheets. So I just went through and cut. So I'm going to put this on. And let's see, I'm going to put this on. So let me grab my silicone sheet so I don't leave any mess behind. And I have just a little scrap here of melon mambo. I'm not even going to stress over that and put it right on there. I figure it'll go in between. It'll work right there. And then I'm going to add my thank you. Get everything you need in here. You've got the glue dots. You've got all these. You've got the adhesives. And there, and a lovely stamp set that you have to keep afterwards. So this is one of the stamps, sunflowers, which we absolutely love. So I'm going to just put this on. Okay, my pink isn't showing very much. Okay, so I'm going to switch this a little bit. So see, I'm just going to play with this a little more. I want the pink to show a little bit. So I'm just going to take this. Oh, don't we just love that we can just kind of keep playing? I'm going to move it over a little because I want you to for sure see that little pink there. And then I'm going to add some sunflowers. One sunflower. I don't know where I'm getting some, but I'm going to add that on. Let's see. You barely see the pink on here, but that's okay. It's just that little added thing. I can also add some bling, but if I want to. But I think, isn't that just a fun little way to do it? And now for the next card, I'm taking the same background piece. And this time, I'm going to layer it on fresh freesia. And this is where I'm just saying it's just fun to kind of pull out all the colors that are going to go with something and then just have fun. And then I'm going to put that on the Blackberry Bliss. And I just think it's just so fun that these are the same backgrounds. So this time I am going to create with one of these again. Okay, these are my pieces. So I can, I'm just going to dab that on. I could use something else, but I'm going to just stick that right there. This is one of the little pieces from the set. So when I didn't have those anymore, then I'll just cut those out. And I'm going to use these. This is part of the bling from there. Okay, so I'll put that right there. I'll pop up my thank you. And I'll just kind of visualize where I want this to be. So that, okay, because I want to see that. Okay, and then I'm going to use, I'm going to pop these up too, but I might need these to be even. I got to use the scissors I don't care about to do my little cuts. I'm going to make some little skinny pieces right here. See if that will work. I'm going to make those even smaller. So I'm going to put one right up there because I'm going to pop this up. And then I'll put one there. And I'll put one here. Okay, take those off. Now let's see where I want to put that. So these are very simple cards, but I think they're really pretty. And I think, so you could add more, but I think, isn't that fun? It's just a fun other use of the card. So now I'm still at, because I can make a bunch of these. So instead of 9 cards, I could end up making 18 then. Well, let's see. Yeah, I guess that would be right. See, I have to work on my math. Now let's look at the envelopes. So to cut the envelopes apart, I'm just going to show it here. First, not doing carefully. You can see I just take this and then I cut off the edges. So I just have the envelope part. This is you can do a lot with this leftover, so save all that. I will show you an idea for that, but I'm just going to come down here and we're going to have, here's the part. So what I decided to do with these, do a couple of my favorite card things. So on Thursdays, I do Create Along With Us, and we all make the same things. I decided to just grab a couple that we've done fairly recently, and let's just have fun recreating those with this gorgeous paper. So let's see, I'm going to do it this way, I think. It's not going to matter. I'm going to make I want to show it this way. I'm going to do 3 3/4 inch square. So I've got that, and keep in mind, I have these pieces left, so I can do a lot more with that. And then 3 3/4 here. Whoop. So I actually have 2 of these. I cut out 2 of these. So what I'm going to make, first thing I'm going to make is, we made a week ago. I think these are so fun. This is a matchbook card. So look how cool this is. It just pops up like that, and it tucks right in. So to make both of these next 2 cards, you're just going to take a sheet of cardstock. I'm using Blackberry Bliss, cutting it the long way. So I have 2 pieces that are 4 1/4 by 11 inches. So for the matchbook one, I am going to score right here. If you like to do screenshots, it's 4 3/4 and 10. I'm going to score at 4 3/4. And then at 10, I'm going to fold this up, set that aside. And I'm going to take a stapler, and I'm going to just staple these. This becomes my matchbook. And people were explaining to me the easy way to, where did I put it? Take a pliers. And you know what? I think Tim came and took the pliers again. I had it sitting out here, and I think he came and took it. I think he thinks he's doing so. So I'm just going to press them down here. Okay, we're going to make those a little flatter. I just thought I'd use, tools. So this is my matchbook card. And then I'm going to take, if you remember, these are 3 3/4. And I'm going to be layering this on a 4 inch square. So I'm going to take my 4 inch square here. And I'm going to do 1 4 inch square for the front of the card, and I'm going to do another one for the inside. So this one will go on the inside. So these are really, really easy. I can put links in the description to where I give the full instructions for these. And then I like to close this up so that I can see exactly where I'm going to put that. And then my little piece covering this is from the part I cut off on this. So I'm going to cut this at 4 inches by 3 3/4. Let's see if I get my cutter again. Okay, and we'll see if I measure that right. Oh, perfect. So how cool is that? Now, you have all these envelopes, like 9 of these. So you could make a bunch of cards like this. So this is the Matchbox version. I just added a little of the fun little washi tape. And then under one of the words, I just put a little circle thing. So that is that card. The second card I'm going to do also uses the 4 inch. Oh my goodness, but I don't have the 4 inch thing. We're going to pretend this is going on a 4 inch thing. For this card, I'm going to walk through this one. Just another classic, and these are so similar, but this is the bookbinding card. And I thought, how cool is that? I must have left them out on the table. So on this one, what we're going to do is take our same piece of 4 1/4 by 5. This is the only magic measurement here. I'm going to score it in half and fold it. Whoops. So here's my regular card. That is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. And then I want this to be a square because I'm using 4 inch squares. So I'm going to just come in here and I'm going to just score that at 4 1/4 right there. which now means this will be square and this is going to fit. I would put that on white. So how cool is that? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to attach this. You'll notice when I'm using the stapler, this time I can do it up further. I'm doing it upside down so that you'll see this side on the back, not this side. Okay. And then we'll flatten those. And this time, because this is 1 1/4 inches, you'll always just measure. The piece I'm going to cut will be 1 inch. But can you see out of the back of one of these pretty green papers, I can get, you know, a bunch of these. So it's just a fun way. And this is such pretty variegated green. So this will go on the side. This will go there. You could make a bunch of cards like this. And then I have one more card to show. This you could either use with the pieces. So I'm going to show that, but I just love, this is another layout that we had done recently. And I just think this is really a pretty card. You could do this with the actual layouts from here, or you could do it from all your odds and ends of pieces. We're going to do it from the layout itself. But even these leftover pieces that we have, like I was showing, you could continue and go on and add things like this. So for this card, we have our base card. When I talk about doing things like a 1/4 inch, you're going to notice this one moves to a 1/2 inch. That's so that this was kind of the size that I wanted in here. So we're skipping one layer of a 1/4 inch, and this is going down 1/2 inch. So this is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So this is 5 by 3 3/4. And then the smaller piece is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. So you can see it's still kind of going down those same measurements. And then what I need for these pieces, and again, all of these things we've done recently on Create With Me Thursday. So I just kind of wanted to point out how ideas never get old. You use a layout, you change what you're doing with it, and it's just an entirely new card again. And these are all kind of standbys that I just love to have in my thoughts when I want to create cards. So you can make a bunch and they don't all quite look alike. So the one I need here is, okay, this is what I'm going to measure. So first I have to take these other pieces off. I am going to, you know, I use another kind of cutter, so I'm not so good at doing this, but I try. I'm on here live. Okay, so I'm going to pull these pieces off. But this is just gorgeous, gorgeous paper. This is really a beautiful paper pumpkin. I don't know if I'm getting these really straight, but good enough is good enough. That's another motto here. It's just cards, just stamp, inks, and paper. Okay, so here is my envelope. And now what I want 2 strips that are going to be 1 1/2 by 4 1/4. And I want to see this purple. So I'm going to do 1 1/2 right here. Line that up. And then I'm going to do 1 1/2 again. And then I'm going to have this, so I could do another one of another brand. And then these are going to be 4 1/4. And then we'll look. See, I have these two. These could be cute little squares. So I just can keep thinking of all the other little things you can do. But I figured this was enough for now. So this is what we're going to work on. And what you're going to see here, I have these 2 parts. And you're going to notice I put them together. It's narrow here. Now I'm just going to cut. So I'm going to cut higher on one, lower on one. And it really doesn't matter. I'm not measuring these. I'm just going to do one like that. And then I'm going to do the other one up more towards the top. And that is it. So I'll set that off to the side. And do you see how now this is going to create my card? I'm going to put that on. I'm going to add the layers. Just added a little twine under this. And just another great card that you could make a bunch of. So I hope you use this as just a springboard for coming up with your own ideas and just being playful. You know, a kit has everything you need in it. So just start playing and seeing what ideas you can come up with. And then we love to see what you make over in the Back Porch Stampers. So thanks for spending this time with me.